Hey everyone, it's your girl Sarah Mack with another very creative. We're back. Yes, we are back with the month for February. I have KJ Estudillo. He is a dancer, a teacher, a choreographer, and an artist athlete, which we'll get into later. Definitely from the Bay Area. He's been to, he was raised in, Union City to SF. And he went to San Diego for a bit, but he's back in the Bay Area. So without further ado, this is KJ Studio.
Hi,
Um,
man.
I just want to say thank you, and we're gonna do rapid fire. So I'm gonna say favorite blank, and you just say
Go
what
for
you
it.
gotta say. All right?
Got it.
Okay. So first rapid fire is favorite color.
Navy blue.
Okay, and is that also to wear?
What was that?
Is that also to wear? Like you also like to wear?
Yes,
Or
yes. I was
okay.
there. Yes.
All right. Favorite food.
Oh, macaroni and cheese.
Really?
I,
Did you always go to homeroom?
I did, and it was very expensive, but it was worth it.
Oh man. Favorite dessert?
Oh, I'm so basic. Vanilla ice cream.
Really? That's
I'm very basic.
not any other flavor. You just
No, vanilla. Vanilla.
okay. All right. Favorite drink, either alcoholic or non-alcoholic.
Oh, favorite drink? Oh, right now is Vietnamese coffee.
What? That doesn't get you like hella wired or like
Oh, I'm on it right now.
I can't.
I made it. I made it for the first time today. I went to Ranch 99. I bought the Vietnamese coffee grounds. I bought condensed milk and I bought the strainer.
Oh, I saw that in your Instagram. I was like, this guy.
First time, but I've always enjoyed it. But yeah, Vietnamese coffee.
Okay. Favorite fast food restaurant.
Ooh, oh, Raising Cane's. And
Oh,
so
so good.
yeah,
Yes, that's legit. Favorite movie.
School of Rock.
What? Okay. Jack Black?
Yes,
Yes, okay.
yes.
Favorite TV show.
Right now, Naruto Shippuden.
Okay. All right. Okay. Favorite season, like weather season,
Oh,
favorite seasons.
summer. I like summer.
Okay. Favorite sport.
Basketball.
Okay. Is that also to play and watch, or do you have?
Play and watch. I watch my Warriors, I watch my Warriors if I'm not studying or if I'm studying, I have it on and I'll like stream it and find it and I'll have it playing all day.
Okay. All right. That was the next question. Favorite sports team. So
Golden State Warriors, hands down, hands down.
got it. Do you listen or do you look at the other sports or do you
Yes, I'm a
follow?
Big Giants fan. I'm a big Niners fan. But if I was gonna rank in order, it'd be like Warriors for me, Giants, and the Niners.
Got it. All right. And then favorite music artist. I know that's a lot. So maybe top five.
I'll give you number one. Number one right now is Blackpink.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you my like I guess like this
Okay.
top five. I'll go
All right.
Blackpink, Michael Jackson,
Okay.
Tom Mish. Oh man, this is so good. Oh, J. Cole,
Oh, yes.
and let me give you one more. I need one more. Oh, Justin Timberlake.
Got it. And I can see that's also like who you like to dance to, or is it a
Yep.
different? Okay, got it. Okay, I can definitely see that. All right. Thank you for the rapid fire. That ended the rapid fire round, I guess, if you want to
Right.
say. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty, I guess. First question: why is dance different from the other creative outlets? So, like compared to singing, I guess, or like playing an instrument, why is dance so different?
I think dance is just it's an expression where you literally cannot rely on you just don't rely on words. It's all
Mm,
face. But I think that beautiful thing is that all the experiences that you have like as a human being, everything you've gone up through and went through
yeah.
is really shown and manifested when someone moves. And it's something that I've noticed with dancers and just people that want to dance or just arts in general. You can see that person within their art. And
Okay.
that is why I think dance is so beautiful and like it speaks languages. Like I've been able to go to the Philippines and
Yeah.
teach dance, and I don't speak Tagalog,
Mm,
I barely even understand it.
mm,
But I was able to teach kids and talk to them through dance. I've
right.
been able to teach in Vietnam, and we don't even speak the same language, and able to speak dance. And I think
Yeah.
it's a universal language. It's so beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
That's why dance I feel is so special and like different from the other art forms. They all have their own language communication, but dance is it's all movement and emotion.
Yeah, I was just like thinking about that. And you see a lot of like Koreans and like Japanese artists, and they're so good. And I know that English might not be their first language, but like they're hitting hard. They're like, touching all the points. And you're like, whoa. It's just like you said, it just transcends from the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I went to Japan a couple years back and I took a class there, and I obviously don't speak Japanese, but I had to follow with movement, and like I
Mm.
know how to do that. And even though the counts, I don't speak Japanese are
Yeah.
totally different,
Yeah.
you can understand by like watching and seeing and observing. And that's when I realized, oh wow, it's such a beautiful tool that you can use.
Mm.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Number two, where did the passion of dance come from, and what do you love about dancing, or just like kind of
Ooh.
mesh that? Yeah.
Okay, well, I could talk about how I started. I could talk how I started, and I could tell you, like, I guess when the passion kicked in. I,
Okay.
I started when I was 9 years old. So I'm 28 now. So I've been dancing for 19 years. And I started because my twin sister she was being enrolled into a hip hop Warriors Junior Jam squad for the war.
Mm.
And they're like, KJ, just do it. I was like, no, dancing's for girls. I cried. I legit cried. Long story short, I went to the camp. I was like, not and then for the team, the junior jam squad,
Yes.
no experience, and I guess God willing, I made it. I made the team,
Yeah.
and that kind of changed my life and trajectory. I think I really started finding passion in dance
Mm.
when I started performing on stage.
Okay.
Meaning when I started to do dance competitions, when I was signed to a talent agency in LA, and I would dance for Macy's Passport, or
Mm.
when I would dance on stage with like Billie Eilish, like that. Those are the moments that make me feel so alive, and I think that's when it's such a beautiful feeling to like use your talent to give that out. And
Mm.
someone out in the crowd or in the audience may feel a type of way, and someone
Yeah.
may not. But like you don't know until you move and you use that talent. So that's when I think the passion kicked in when I started performing more. And I
I
still,
see.
it's hard now to perform, but that's why I've tried to shift my creative outlet to creating content and like creating videos, because that's
Yes.
the most relatable thing that people can look at.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Um, I want to talk about the milestones in your life.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
So for each milestone, if you can just explain briefly how it was, and like if you can tell us like what's the most rewarding thing or the most important lesson that you've learned in each part of your life.
Oh,
So you mentioned about dancing with the Warrior Jam Squad.
yeah.
Like 9 years old, you said, is that correct? Yes.
I was 9 to 13 years old, and I think what that meant for me was at a very young age I had to perform in front of 18,000 people as a
That's
performer.
crazy. Yeah.
So think about it. I was 9 years old, no dance experience ever, and
Right.
they're like, "Okay, you got to dance from 18,000 people." There was no transition for me, but like, "Oh, it's like ease into it." It was
Yeah.
like you're performing on this court for the NBA.
Yeah.
I think by me doing that at a very young age, from 9 to 13,
Mm,
everything after that was like, I've done this before. Like
I see.
I've performed in front of a large crowd. It doesn't scare me,
Mm,
and it really forced me to work on my retention of choreography, like
okay.
pick things up and
Yeah.
then do it. So I think that's what Warrior Junior Jam Squad like taught me.
Okay. Just had a bonus question. Were you able to meet the players? I know that's just
Oh,
probably my question, but yes.
I did. So and
Okay.
there was a couple moments. I remember when LeBron James first played for Cleveland,
That's crazy. Yeah.
Golden State. I remember high fiving Kobe when he
What?
and
Man.
may he rest in peace when he was number
Yeah.
8.
Oh,
I remember meeting Jason Kidd before a game. I remember high fiving Jay Rich a couple times. Uh,
that's so crazy.
yeah, I've I've been very honored to perform in front of like my NBA like idols at a young age, and like literally the distance would be at least like 10 to 15 feet from that player because you're on the court.
Oh, right, right, right.
So I would every night, like for like 22 home games, I would see the NBA players all the time.
That's crazy. And then what time did you have to get there? Like an hour, 2 hours before the game,
About
or?
2 hours before the game. So if
Okay.
kickoff was 7:30, we'd have to get there like by 5 or 5:30.
Oh, okay.
But then after, well, back then,
Yeah.
2002, 2007, or
Yeah.
2006, they weren't that good.
Yeah.
So
No.
they gave us tickets. Every member got 2 free tickets. So
Oh,
since
what?
Caitlin and I were on the team, our family got 4 tickets.
That's funny. Yeah.
So after our performance is usually second quarter, second time out, and then after that you can say the rest of the game or you can go home. So I've watched a ton of Warrior games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Um, could you tell us a time when you danced for the company?
Oh, So, oh man.
And
Uh,
like what range or
yeah.
what years or yeah.
So I joined the company in 2010. I was a
Okay.
senior in high school.
Mm.
I was also dancing on the junior team, APT. So that was
Okay.
my last year of APT, but then my first year of company. So I was doing both.
Okay.
And there was only one other person, Mel, Batesting, who was doing
Yes.
that. So that was that was an experience because I was a senior I was senior in high school. I was applying to colleges. I was on APT and company, and I also randomly joined varsity volleyball
Because
just
why
because.
not?
Yeah. But the company,
Mm.
I danced for them from 2010 to 2017, and I can't. I don't know. It's like such a special place in my heart
Yeah.
because a lot of my quote unquote success or
Mm.
exposure was from the company, but I learned so much of just
Mm.
like sticking with something. Like literally, I
Right.
stuck with the company from senior year of high school, all of Berkeley, and then 2 years after I graduated.
That's yeah.
So
Right.
it's like that's a long time. That's
That
like
is.
7 years.
Yes.
And yeah, that the company has a very, very special place. Like I owe a lot to like Pat, my director, who
Mm.
taught me a lot about just like work ethic and consistency. And like the company has brought me to like teach in Philippines, teach in Vietnam, go to Houston, teach over like in Hawaii, like all these different places.
Oh, that's so
So
cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I can just imagine the growth too. Like you said, like high school senior and like after college, and then after college, like
yeah,
the growth with like you and the other dancers and just
yes,
like that journey. Like I can just imagine.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like to this day, like there's a handful of them that I'm still like very close with,
Mm.
and that's something special because we spent so many hours in the studio.
Right.
We traveled to competitions. We would stay in the same hotel room. So it's like it was
Yeah.
a it's like they're it's a bond. It's a
Yes.
special friendship that I have with these certain people because they know.
Right. And like, I mean, I don't know if y'all seen like I'm just talking to everyone, but if I don't know if y'all seen like vibe competitions, like y'all get into it. So yeah, I definitely know that there's like a lot of, life changes and just a lot of growth and a lot of tears and
Yep.
like, joy, tears of joy and tears of, of just pain
Yeah.
that went along with that because you can't make a dance or a piece without going through that with somebody or with a
100%.
group of people. Yeah, so different level. Um, tell me the time you spent with ChoreoCookies.
So in 2017, I moved to San Diego from the Bay. I was kind of like, I was at the time I was working at Google. I was an account manager. No, life's it's pretty good, but I'm like, there's something more I need, and
Mm,
I think I need to fulfill that because I was like, I'm 23 or 23.
yeah.
I need to live. I need to fulfill what I want to do. So I moved to San Diego. I wanted to go back into healthcare, so I started working as a physical therapist aide and just like exposing myself to a new world. And then I was able to train in San Diego for a couple months, and then I also was able to um, teach class
Mm,
and take class from a lot of my friends, and then a lot of my dance friends in San Diego were
yeah.
already on ChoreoCookies.
Got it.
So I was able to. So with ChoreoCookies, I joined the end of December, so it took a couple of months to like really train and
Okay.
get my bearings. But ChoreoCookies was like a dream. I mean, to be completely honest, it was a dream team of mine. Like that's part of the reason why I moved to San Diego was to
Mm,
even just train down there and like not even expect to one day get on ChoreoCookies. It was more of like if it happens, like I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed to have the opportunity.
mm.
And so with like consistent hard work and just working at it, I joined the end of 2017, and then didn't leave until 2019 when I moved back to the Bay. But
Got it.
something I learned about cookies was like
Mm,
there's a saying that was always said is family first, dancer second.
mm.
So it's not really about how well you dance.
Yeah.
It's not really about what you've been doing as a dancer. It's more of like, can you get along with the people on that team? And like,
Mm,
will you be there for that person? Will you support
yeah.
them? Are you a human person that's a decent human person in the world? Like,
Right.
those are the values that they hold close to them. And like, I related a lot with that. And thankfully, they saw that in me to join the team because it is it's a closed audition team. So
Got it.
yeah,
Got it. I can just imagine.
yeah,
the intensity of that. Yeah. We're gonna get into Beyond Babel, working with Keone and Mari.
Yeah.
Please tell us.
Yeah. So that was another that I think that's one of the biggest milestones in my life because again, I was working a full-time job, but
Yes.
to be completely I won't say the company, but to be completely honest, like I was miserable. Like
Mm,
I hated working at a corporate job that one didn't fulfill me and
yeah.
two I didn't feel valued and three it was like I was just unhappy.
Mm,
So Beyond Babel came up and Keone Mari
yes.
um, I didn't get to audition,
Okay.
but the thing was is that I missed out on auditions. So I was like, okay, is there any opportunity? Because I know Keone Mari fairly well.
Yeah.
They're mentors of mine.
Mm,
And I was like, is there any way to be part of it? And
yeah.
they it took a while to get back to me and they offered me a swing position. So
Okay.
basically a swing is you're part of the cast and if someone were to get injured or is out for a show, you would jump into that specific role.
Okay.
So they offered me, they're like,
Yeah.
hey, KJ, we have one swing position. And do you want it? And I go,
Mm.
I get back to you like in a week, but
Yeah.
back to me in like 3 days. I was like,
Right.
okay. So I have to make a choice. Do I stay at this job and not do the show, or do I quit my full time and take the show?
Mm.
And I quit my job. I quit my job
I
like
see.
and the same day, and I've never done that before,
Mm.
but I had to take a risk, and that changed my life. Like Beyond Babel was something uh, one no one can ever take away from me,
Oh
but
yeah.
no one can ever take that experiences that I went through was training under just amazing, amazing people. Keone and Mari are mentors of mine. They're more than just like dancers and they're more than just idols. They are truly, truly, truly good people.
Oh.
And to this day, like
Yeah.
I'll even text like Keone or Mari on their birthday.
Oh.
I met Numa a couple months ago.
Oh.
And they just really, what I learned from them was you see why they are where they are. If you look at the day to day
Okay.
and you see the effort they put into their craft,
Mm.
see the type of human beings they are, like there's a reason why there's not that many of them.
Right.
And
Oh, I see.
I hold that very, very dear. And we can get more into that, but yeah.
Okay. And then could you explain to in case people are
Sure.
not aware, but what is Beyond Babel?
Okay,
Yes.
so Beyond Babel is it's a dance show, a very
Okay.
interactive dance show. It
Yes.
was started in San Diego, and the premise of it, well, there's a lot of different themes within it, but it was a interactive dance show that touched upon topics that revolved around love
Mm.
and politics and
Oh.
divide
Mm.
and people not be able to speak the same communication or communicate with each other, but how do they find a common ground to support each other? And it's about like it was just a interactive 2.5 hour dance show
Yes.
where I guess if you want to, I don't want to like label it, but it's like a Romeo and Juliet storyline
Okay.
with current times involved.
Right.
And at the time, it was in 20. So the show was actually created back in 2016, and
Okay.
we started in 2018. But it was thought about after the 2016 election.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
it did touch upon about a divide. Like there was a border
Yeah.
or fence that
Mm.
divided these two communities, and it was about these two lovers on these two different sides of the communities. And there was this peacekeeper that
Yeah.
would would not just protect, but would refuse others to cross that border
Oh, I see. Mm.
so that they can see their person, or refuse people to even cross lines because they need to be divided.
Oh wow.
And it touched upon like really, really deep, I think, deep and beautiful issues that was going on with our nation and still does go on with our nation.
Mm.
And so and so basically it started in San Diego. They had 2 seasons there, and then right before COVID, they actually got picked up. They were on off Broadway in New York
Oh wow.
from the month of January and February and a little bit of March. And unfortunately, they had to pause the show. So it currently is in New York right now.
Oh wow. That's so amazing.
Crazy.
So
I didn't.
crazy.
It was that was always a goal of theirs, and like I wasn't surprised that it happened because I just know who they are.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously the work of like all the dancers, but yeah, they're making it happen.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely put a link in the bio
Yep.
for those that do not know. I feel like the Bay Area, or it's like in a separate bubble of like the
Sure.
company and ChoreoCookies. I'm like, You're gonna know who I'm talking about when I yeah link in bio. But yes, the next question is when did you start teaching dance classes, and what is the most rewarding thing about it?
Oh, okay, okay. I started teaching. Well, I've always taught like dance workshops. My first dance
Yes.
workshop was actually like in the dance community was at Berkeley,
Oh,
2012.
okay.
Yeah, or yeah, 2012. It was the year after our freshman year, my freshman
Okay.
year, and I taught at in front of POS for AFX,
Okay.
and that kind of led me to continue to teach workshops and classes.
Nice. Yes.
And it wasn't until like 2016 in Oakland at FullOutStudios, where I was
Okay.
one of the first teachers there. I taught there once a week.
Oh.
So I
Mm.
held a weekly slot, and I was able to like create every week and teach every week.
That's so cool.
And then when I moved to San Diego, I was teaching at StudioFX. I literally moved there, and like in a month, I became a resident teacher. Like I was teaching once a week.
Nice. Yes.
So I taught there weekly, and then now I'm teaching at OnOneStudios in
Mm.
San Jose once a week. But I
Nice.
think the overall like thing that I've gone from teaching is my whole drive has been
Mm.
to give back to anyone that takes my class
Yeah.
and give back everything that I learned from my mentors, whether it's like
Mm.
Tony Mari,
Yeah.
Pat, Chris Martin, Carlo, Jason
Mm.
Patio, and Jason Rolera. Like all my mentors, I just want to give back. And I'm so passionate about giving them the opportunity because they may or may not have the opportunity to dance in the situations that I have, in the settings that I have.
Right.
Like that's okay. Like
Yeah.
I want to provide that bridge because I didn't have that, going through these. I had to figure it out and like talk to mentors and go to the auditions.
Yeah.
So I want to provide that bridge, and like I want to empower
Yes.
people to follow their passions,
Yeah.
regardless if it's dance or not.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Right.
I don't care if it's dance. I just want you
Yeah.
to do that you feel like in your heart you need to do.
Okay. Okay. And what is the most difficult thing about teaching?
To be honest with you, is
Yeah.
if you're teaching consistently, I think creating content or creating choreography.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've gone to a point where I can create choreo on a walk or on a drive. Like I'm not gonna lie. I've made choreo on my drive to the studio and taught it.
Really?
Yeah.
You do it often? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. That's true.
There's a point where I know how far I can get and like how far I can create.
Yeah.
There's also times where I'm like, okay, KJ, like take something I've been trying to work on is take time. Just put 30 minutes, an hour aside a day to like make content so you're not
Mm.
like cramming it. But
Yeah.
I also work well under pressure. So
Okay. Okay.
that's why it works both ways. So
Right.
I would say creating choreography on a weekly basis is tough.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I kind of want to switch gears.
Okay.
I want to talk about mental health.
Okay.
I know in your IG or your Instagram, you did talk about mental health and
Yeah.
how important it is to take care of your mental health. And I did hear that in your previous interview. That yes, you got to take care of your body, and that's great. But hey, it's all in here as well.
Totally.
So could you talk about how important it is to take care of your mental health and how it is, especially to a dancer?
Oh, these are
Yeah.
you're asking good questions. I just think something that I've been learning a lot about myself and
Yeah.
addressing mental health and
Mm.
addressing my anxiety is just to accept for what is for what is going on in the present moment. And I think
Okay.
trying to find a way to like it's hard to not label things. And when we hear these words of like anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
bipolar, like there there's automatic like reaction from people to be like, oh, like you get kind of turned off by it. But it's
Yeah.
like let's unpack that. Why?
Yes. Mm.
And the thing is that everyone has a mental space that we all deal with every day. Whether you want to label it or not, like it always happens. And so I've recognized that I've had anxiety for so many years and
Yeah.
I didn't get to address it until I realized that, okay, the only person that's going to take initiative of your health is yourself.
Mm.
No
Yes.
one's going to walk in that door with you. No one's going to seek out that therapist. No
Right.
one's going to look up those things unless you do it for you.
Mm.
And so once I realized that I can be in control of my health and I can seek out professional help. And I recognize that I have the privilege to have insurance and I pay for insurance
Right.
to get that.
Yeah.
And not everyone has that. And I
Mm.
understand that. But like if you do, I don't see why not to explore those avenues
Yeah.
to seek out help. And that's when I started to go to therapy for anxiety, and when I started to really address what grounds me, that's when everything else in life kind of opens up. Meaning,
Mm.
if I, like I was saying in my last interview, is like if I can take care of my mental space
Yes.
and I know where I'm at, I know how I'm feeling, I write it down, I pray about
Mm.
it, I meditate about it, then every decision after that
Yeah.
is in control. Like
Mm.
when I feel anxious, I let it hit me. Okay, okay, just go
Yeah.
ahead. I feel anxious.
Right.
I let it hit me, and I do believe everyone's feelings, pain, that's valid. You
Mm.
shouldn't you shouldn't suppress it. You'd be like, oh, I don't feel that. No, it
Yeah.
hurts. Like
Right.
stuff hurts,
Yeah.
and mental stuff hurts.
Yeah.
But if you're able to recognize it, find ways to ground yourself. Like, okay, I'm here, I'm present, I'm alive, I'm breathing.
Mm.
What can I do in my control? Okay, I can meditate for 5 minutes. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I can go on a walk. Okay, I'll go on a walk. I can
Mm.
journal about it. I can journal about it. And then once you start doing the action of one thing,
Yeah.
journaling, writing,
Right.
like, okay, I got momentum. Now I can go make myself that meal and eat.
Mm.
Okay, I do have the energy to go back and do my work. Okay, I can go back to study. And like
Right.
that compounds over time. And I think that's the beautiful thing is that you don't have to find a solution.
Yeah.
And one said that gives you more anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. Yes.
that me trying to figure out how to figure out anxiety and fix it makes me more anxious.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, okay, hold up. Let's do one thing. And that's why for me, what has helped me is I have a morning routine. It's like three things I do is
Okay.
I exercise or go on a walk. So some movement when the first thing I wake up. I after that I'll meditate and kind of
Okay.
like collect myself. And then after that I'll either read or journal while I'm
Okay.
eating breakfast.
Right.
And those 2 to 3 things like have to happen for me to start my day. And it doesn't have to be like 6 in the morning. Yes, I do like waking up early to get things done.
Yeah.
But if I wake up and get it done within a certain time, then I'm like, I'm settled. And
Okay.
so that's what works for
Yes.
me.
Right.
It's not the same for everyone,
Mm.
but that has helped me coexist with anxiety, not just cope with it. Because
Cope
if
with it.
you
Yeah.
cope with it, you're kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna figure it out and fix that solution. No,
Right.
it's part of me. Sometimes it makes me get things done. When I'm anxious,
Yeah.
I need to study. Okay,
Like right now or
study,
whatever. Yeah.
or like,
Right.
oh, I need to send out that email even though I don't want to send that email to the
Mm.
rental whatever company about rent.
Yeah.
Okay, just do it.
Do it. Mm.
So and so now let's talk about like the mental health as a dancer.
Yes.
Man, it doesn't matter what kind of dancing you do, but like you go through rejection, you go
Mm.
through pain, you go through doubt, you go
Yeah.
through insecurities,
Right.
you go through other people that you have to deal with, and
Yeah.
it's so important any artist to take care of that mental health and check in with you because
Right.
if you don't check in with you, how can you check with anyone else?
Mm.
Like if you don't check in where your mental is, how can you operate and communicate? You don't, because if you don't, there's going to be, if you don't address it,
Yeah.
there's going to be some discrepancy or something that you're going to hold back. You're going to hit the wall. You might just
Mm.
like break out. You're like, where did that come from? Because you just didn't address it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like especially with dancers, like they're obviously like pre-COVID and even now, you have to be able to communicate. Like I have to be able to communicate via Zoom to
Yeah.
teach.
Right.
And if I can't, if I'm anxious and I'm like not focused, how can I teach someone, let alone in person, but over the camera? Like they
Mm.
can only communicate so much.
Right.
Or like when I'm practicing and dancing by myself, if I don't feel like I'm in my zone or if I'm in my space, then I it's gonna affect my movement. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep like
I see.
kind of
Yeah.
holding back or
Right.
kind of like shying away from the things I want to create and just kind of do the same thing. So
Mm.
that's why I think with any artist, even dancers, like addressing your mental health, at
Yeah.
least checking in with what that is for you, and
Yeah.
then doing things that work for you.
Okay. I do like the part where you say coexist with anxiety because me myself personally I was that person like okay let's just fix it whatever's making me anxious go away I don't need you right now like that was just my mentality but what you said about like address it think about it you feel what you need to feel and you work it through that's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying like you don't have to have a key solution you're gonna end now and most of the time it's not like that it's either ongoing and
Mhm.
healing it's not like okay I'm here my destination you know what I'm saying like
Yep.
it's an ongoing process. And I think that's what people, including me, are just so used to. It's like, okay, I have a problem. I need to fix it. Where's my solution? Oh, it's not a clear solution? Well, crap. I'm just in this little state, And I think that's where people get stuck, or where they're like, woe is me, which, sometimes you just need to be in that space where you're just like, I need to pick myself up now. This this
Yeah.
this can't continue, or you know what you need to do.
Or,
Or some
or if you can't pick yourself up, like
Yeah.
let's find help. Like let's
Yeah.
help yourself. Like there's and
Mm.
I can't emphasize enough. Like there, that's why there's therapists. That's their job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like and again, I don't. For me, I don't go to therapy now because I've gone. There's a certain amount of like sessions I've gone to. I went over 5 months, and
Got you.
they
Yes.
want to a great like I love my therapist Megan, but it's like therapists are like a GPS. They kind of guide you through life. They
Yes.
get you back on track, and then they let you kind of do your thing, and you figure it out once you feel you're in a safe mental space to do so.
Mm.
And so that's why I'm saying like that is literally why therapy is there.
Yeah.
I am not saying that therapy is the literally the end all.
Right.
It's an opportunity to address it and to help you because these people are professionals.
Yes.
They
Yes.
they not only study that, they are licensed and
Mm.
they literally that's their whole passion.
Exactly.
So
So yeah, mental health.
yeah,
And
there you
I'm
go.
so glad that more people are talking about it, because
Yeah.
like you said, like when you hear the word anxiety, depression, bipolar, there's that stigma, or they're like, oh, should I talk to you? Oh, you're not a person now, like, what I'm saying, like, and it's definitely, it shouldn't be that way. So
No, yeah, totally agree.
yeah, so thank you, KJ.
Of course.
um Ooh, I'm really interested. I want you, if you can just explain what artist athlete is. I know that you've, said it in a couple of interviews, and you've
Yeah.
mentioned it, and you're living it right now. But if you can just explain what artist athlete is to you.
Okay. Thank you for asking. And
Yes.
I think this is a great thing to talk about because this word has been thrown around a bit
Mm,
recently, and I also wrote like a blog post about it too.
yes.
But basically, I'll tell you where I got it from.
Okay.
It was honestly from Keone and Mari,
Mm,
where a couple years back, and they even put videos out of just really honing in the fact that dancers are athletes,
mm,
like
yes.
100%
Yeah.
athletes. And it's like they had this really great video with their trainer Nia, who I've trained under too, which has been awesome, like with the cast and everyone. But
Okay.
it's just like if if basketball players can train on the off season or
Mm,
the season, if football players can train a certain way, if gymnasts can train a certain
yeah.
way, swimmers or cyclists, why can't dancers do the same for their skill? Like, why
Mm,
can't dancers put in a training aspect of it to enhance their dance
they're
skills?
dancing, right?
And I'm obviously I'm not going to get I'm learning more in school. I'm not trying to get into the sciences of it, but it's
Right.
like the reason why I think I see the benefit of training
Yeah.
is you train to dance. You train to dance, meaning you train your body, whether it's lifting, strength
Yes.
training, cardio, outside of the studio, so that
Mm,
when you do dance and you start learning new skills, you
yeah.
can take on more load and your body's
Mm,
more equipped and stronger
right.
and has that balance. So what an artist athlete is like artists, you are an artist. That doesn't have to be a dancer. That can be a photographer. That can be a painter. That can be a
Mm,
videographer. That can be a blogger, a vlogger.
yeah.
And you have that skill. That's your, your artistic skill.
Mm,
And an athlete. What is an athlete? An athlete is someone that trains in their craft. What is that craft?
yeah.
It could be in their arts or it could be in a physical activity. And when you say like artist athlete, they go hand in hand. You're not just an artist,
Yeah.
not just an athlete. You're both at the same time. It's
Okay.
like coexisting with anxiety, right? You
Yes.
live with it.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's a great term because it can encompass as two different aspects, but also one aspect at the same time.
Right.
So I think now I've been very, very passionate. I think the dance has always
Yeah.
been there.
Right.
I've been even more passionate. I've been like trying to post that more and share is the athlete side.
Mm,
And not only taking care of myself
yeah.
physically, teaching others to do that.
Nice.
And like that's even why I'm in chiropractic school. Like I
Mm,
get to like one day I'm gonna be a chiropractor for dancers.
yes.
Like that's gonna like when they tell me, oh, when I'm on stage and I can't land on this right leg and I feel unbalanced because
Yes.
of this and I have to stick the count. I was like, I know what that
It's
feels like.
like, yeah.
Like
Right,
I
right.
know what that's like to dance on stage like that, and
Mm,
let me help you, whether it's soft tissue work or an
right.
adjustment with
Nice.
your body, but
Yeah,
also let me give you strengthening and conditioning to help you do that.
that's awesome. Mm,
I think that's what, like that's a beautiful thing about
yeah.
like where I'm at currently in life is
Yes.
I'm still dancing, I'm still
Yes.
teaching dance, I'm still creating,
Mm,
but I'm also pursuing a degree. And it doesn't have to be chiropractic care. It can be
yeah.
physical therapy. It can be OT. It can be
Right.
MD. It could be whatever,
Yeah.
DO. But I get to have a professional like licensing that I can help more people
That's
and
awesome.
heal people through
Yes.
my passion.
Right.
Like I feel like my why that has always been showing up is to help and heal people through my passions. That's my
Mm,
why. So passion can be anything that I
yeah.
go out for. And so that's why like
Yes.
artist athlete is such a cool, and
Yeah.
not just cool, just it's an
Yeah.
encompassing term to use. And I live by it. And I even teach I teach a course right now at OnOneStudios on focusing on artist athlete and like figuring
Yes.
out that not I'm not giving them the definition. You got to find that for yourself.
You're
But
right.
I can teach you like an exercise program that has helped me,
Mm,
and I can also teach you choreography, and I can teach you dance skills.
yeah.
So it's like a
Right.
it's like two
It's,
in one.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Got it. Oh, that's so cool. And I like how you delve into it. You're like, I know all aspects. Like, I've been on this side and I
yeah,
can help you on this side and they're going to mesh together. And that's
yeah.
how it is. And I don't know if you know others that do that, but that's like creating your own lane, I would think. Like,
And
yeah.
yeah, and I do, and there's mentors.
Mm,
Like for me, it's Kinetic Impact in San Diego. Dr. Ben and Dr. Don. They were
mm,
the ones that even introduced chiropractic care in my
nice.
thought process because
Okay.
so this kind of going back to Beyond Babel, we
Yes.
were treated by them once a week. So I
Wow.
was like, there was like maybe the first or second session, I was like, wait, light bulb. Why why can't I do this? Like I have a bio degree from Berkeley. I was
Yes.
pre-med, not pursuing
Mm,
medicine now,
right.
but I have the prereqs. So why don't I
Mm,
just go into it? And then my friend Jonathan Shea, who is
yes.
a doctor of chiropractic now, who's also on the company with me, a good
Nice.
friend of mine,
Yes.
I called him up. I was like, hey, Jonathan, like tell me everything about the school you went to. Tell me about like how it is working. And he told me,
Yeah.
and I applied like the next week and I got in within that month.
Nice.
And like
Mm,
there are people out there. There's like Offset Med, my friend Aaron, who runs a team of athletic trainers,
mm.
physical therapists that are focusing on dancers.
Wow.
There's my trainer Carl, Movement Society. He has a whole. I'm part of a dancer athlete program focused on like performance. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the first,
Right.
but I'm surrounding myself with mentors that are in that field, and I do think I have something to offer
Yeah.
as a future dancing doctor. Like,
Nice.
there's
Yeah.
not that many dancing chiropractors,
No.
and I'll probably say it.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done the research, but I know like not at the level that I've been at, and I
Right.
don't say that in any cocky way. I say that in a confident way because
Mm.
that gives me more passion to
Yes.
empower people. Like, you
Mm.
don't have to solely be just a chiropractor
Yeah.
and solely be
So
just a dancer. You can be
exactly.
both.
Mm.
And like I'm doing that. Like I'm a living proof
Yeah.
that you can do it. So
Yeah.
hopefully one day others can do it and outwork me too, you know?
That's so awesome. Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Um, advice to those that are hitting a roadblock, creative roadblock.
Ooh. In dance
Yes.
or just in general?
Um, you can do both or just in general. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I think a general statement that I
Mm.
found helpful for me is if you feel like you're reaching a roadblock in like your creative outlet or
Yeah.
creative expression, sometimes it takes something not in that field to
Okay.
um like give you passion and give you fire.
Okay.
So, for example, there's two things that really have helped me with my dancing, or at least clarity. One has been cycling. So I'm
Okay.
riding my bike
Yes.
and riding a couple miles, and
Hmm.
also when I could was bouldering,
Hmm.
a bouldering gym.
Nice.
And I think it's those different physical aspects where my focus is not on dance or
Dance. Yeah.
creating, where I start to look at the world in a different lens. So when
Hmm.
I'm biking, when I'm doing
Yeah.
like whatever, let's say 10-mile bike ride,
Yeah.
I get to go through like the city. I get to see the community of people. I get to see nature around me. I get to see people move. I can see people interact.
Right.
That might spark an inspiration. Or
Hmm.
like when I'm bouldering, like with bouldering, there's a certain technique there's something when you like plan out your route and like
Yes.
you see what holes to do and like how
Right.
to climb it up. So it's a different process of your brain, but even though it's physical, like
Yeah.
you start to think about these different movements and different ways to like express.
Okay.
And
Oh,
that's
I
what
see.
I found when I take a break from like what I love to do, which is dance, I'm able to come back with a different passion, a different outlet.
Mm.
So my advice is to, journal,
Yeah.
watch anime, like
Yeah.
take a break,
Mm.
like that's what's been keeping me. I mean, I've been doing it for 18, like what, 19 years
18,
now.
yeah.
So I had to like, it must mean something for me to be in my life for so long,
Yeah.
and I have to acknowledge these breaks. I have to acknowledge these different outlets to continue like my dancing and my creative outlet.
Nice. And then what about advanced, like the advanced dancers?
Take a break. Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
No,
All right.
seriously, take
Mm.
a break. Like, don't, if you don't feel like dancing, don't do it. Like, you're forcing yourself.
Yeah, that's
Unless
true.
unless it's a job. Like, unless
Yeah.
there's different. If it's a job and like you're on tour, like
Right.
you kind of don't have an option unless you just don't want to do it and you're
Yeah.
like you're injured or whatever that may be. But
Mm.
it's okay to take a break. It's and I learned a lot from therapy. It's okay to take a break. Like
Yeah.
you should.
You should. Yes.
You should.
Okay. Um, More advice. So advice to dancers that don't know where to start or they're just like scared. And then advice to veterans in the dance community.
Okay. I think I advise for anyone that wants to start or
Yeah.
just beginning.
Yeah.
I just encourage to nowadays like
Yes.
seek out the sources online. There's
Yeah.
Steezy that teaches online.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
Building Block 360, that's Keone Mari's platform.
Mm.
There's local studios that hold Zoom classes.
Yeah.
Uh, there's Instagram where you can literally just like DM a choreographer or watch Instagram lives. So
Yes.
start there, like dabble into that. But I highly advise to start with the basics. Like
Mm.
go to the basic group classes.
Okay.
Go to the fundamental ballet class, which I wish I should have done.
Yeah.
Go to the basic like two-step class or isolation class because that's going to build your foundation so that you can have more of a bigger toolkit and like
Okay.
things to pull from. And there's so many opportunities to do so. It just you can literally just Google it,
Okay.
but you have to take the step. And
Mm.
like we're talking about earlier, you just have to take one step in front of the other. So
Yeah.
you don't gotta take all the classes in one week. You
Right.
take one class a week. Okay, I
Yes.
did beginner grooves. Okay,
Yeah.
next week I'm gonna do beginner ISOs. Okay,
Right.
next week I'll do fundamental ballet, and like you
Mm.
just build that momentum. I think for veteran dancers, I think advice is to also refresh yourself with the beginning, like
Yeah.
with the beginning fundamentals.
Right.
Like I found myself like taking like house classes online, even though I didn't really train in house.
Yeah.
You can always learn something,
Mm.
and you can
I
always
see. I see.
learn something new when you put yourself back in that position you felt like when you first started.
Yeah.
Like for me, I never really had that transition phase because it's kind of like, okay, here's choreography, you have to
Yes.
audition, and now you have to perform it.
Right.
So I had no chance to really think about that. I didn't have any
Mm.
foundational training like in a studio, like everyone starts like with ballet, jazz, tap.
Right.
I've had a very unorthodox like career,
That
and
is true.
I'm still doing it, and
Yeah.
like I'm able to do all these things, but it's
Yeah.
so different.
Mm.
But I do find myself like going back to like basics, and when I teach my classes, I go basic like bounces and grooves from like really
Right.
just like a neck bob to like the
Yeah.
shoulder to chest,
Right.
and that helps me realign with like why I started moving in the first place too, so I can teach that with someone else.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Perfect. What do you want to see more in the larger dance community?
Ooh, I want to see inclusiveness. I want
Ooh.
to see.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah, I think last year was a big year for everyone, even dancers, to just really realign and reevaluate like why
Yeah.
you do what you do,
Yeah.
and also understanding your roots,
Yes.
where music came from, uh,
Mm.
where styles came from, how they came about,
Yeah.
why did they come about. Like there's styles that came from oppression, and like literally, like if you don't recognize that, then how can you say you're a dancer?
Mm.
Um, I think and being more inclusive, like being a better listener to everyone
Yes.
and recognizing that and sharing that with others.
Okay.
I think that's something I try to still work on. Like no one's perfect, and I'm
Yeah.
still working on that. I feel like we can all work on that.
Nice. I love it. Um, Last question. Is there anything that you like to plug?
Um, I will plug this. I will plug that.
Okay.
Take care of yourself.
Okay.
I'll plug that. Take care of your mental so you
Okay.
can help others.
Okay. And
Um,
then yeah, go ahead.
But then if you want me to plug, I just recently started
Yeah.
blogging.
Okay.
So if you want to follow my blog, it's
Nice.
spideyboysf.blogspot.com.
Okay.
I'm a Spider-Man fan. I'm from San Francisco. You can follow my Instagram,
Nice.
KJE23SOLE. And I'm really just trying to start my more YouTube, so you can subscribe my YouTube channel, which is connected to my Instagram.
Yes.
And uh, and if you need a future chiropractor,
There you go.
I'm graduating December 2022, less than two
Okay.
years. So
Nice.
it's not that far away. So just putting it out there.
Nice. All right. Okay, one more bonus question. This is just unorthodox, but I'm just gonna do it.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, this is pretty unfair, but um I don't want to okay, I don't want to compare, but if you had to choose the dance scene, Bay Area or SoCal? I know, I don't know why I'm doing this to you, but
Oh, that's
yeah. Okay, and if you can't decide, just at least the benefits or like the differences between one of them. If you can't decide. I know it's so hard.
To be honest with you, like I'm born and raised in the Bay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna say Bay, and I wholeheartedly say that because
Okay.
there's something about the Bay that's very rooted and cultured. And I'm not saying SoCal isn't. I'm not saying that.
Mm.
I'm not gonna start that debate. But I like my roots are here. Like my roots have been in the Bay, and I could
Yeah.
not have done what I've done without that. And
Mm.
so it's hard for me to say SoCal because I'm not from there, and I respect that and understand that too.
Yeah.
But I would say like if I'm just gonna say rooted wise, I'd say Bay.
Okay.
But SoCal is a big term. There's different places,
That's true.
but in San Diego, they got their whole different sauce. It's something different out there.
Okay.
I don't know,
All right.
something in the water, something in the whatever,
The food or whatever. Yeah.
something different, and
Mm.
in the best way possible. But I mean, I'm from the Bay. I can't. I'm never gonna downplay the Bay.
Okay. All right. Fair. That's a fair. That's a fair answer.
Yeah,
Don't add us. No. Yeah.
yeah. Don't add me,
Don't
please
add
don't.
us, please.
I'm not gonna have a debate. I'm just gonna say,
All
you
right.
can each their own.
But you do have the best of both worlds, so I was like, oh, I wonder what KJ would say. But yeah, okay. I just want to say thank you so much, KJ, for taking the time to answer these questions. I definitely feel like I definitely learned a lot. Because like I said, I've only seen from the outside what people put out there and what people post, but nobody knows the behind the scenes. Nobody knows what people are going through, and so thank you for being honest and just taking your time with each question. I know I learned a lot. I hope people out there did too. This is Sarah Mack. If you want to follow me at It's Mac on Twitter and Instagram. You can also subscribe. The link is in bio. Find that red dot. You know what it is. This is Sarah Mack. Hope you all enjoy. Thank you everyone for watching my interview with KJ. KJ, thank you for being so honest and just that passion and drive that you have for dance. It's just so inspiring in all that you do. I can't wait to see what's in store for you in the future. Follow KJ on his Instagram and his blog. Link in description. Let's get it. See y'all soon.